It's an oil painting on board with cast glass elements. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about the symbolism in this painting. There's a famous ancient book called the Tao, and in the Tao always relates how we live in nature and how we live in the world with nature. And I'm sure you've seen as you're driving along or walking along an opening in the clouds with light streaming down. I've seen it many times myself, and that inspired me to do this. And that light always gives you hope. When you see that opening in the clouds with light streaming down, it is the cloud of all-knowing. And it gives you hope for the future. It lets you kind of think about a direction to go in, and you know that there are many, many good things ahead if you just, allow yourself to go there. So this was inspired by that idea. And so there's an opening in the clouds here. It's not really prominent, but there's the opening with the light streaming down. And I used, because I love birds, and I think they're so hopeful, such hopeful creatures, and they're so diligent, and they're actually a gigantic part of nature. And they interact with the sky so much. And I used them as symbols of moving towards the future. So I have the birds painted, and I had, I'll talk a little technically, very briefly, I had museum mounts made to hold in position the cast glass pieces, which were individually made. And this one has a little bird's nest on it, showing hope for the future. And then I used, actually, in a very interesting way, I took the casting, the clay casting, and I actually used the original clay casting as part of the whole design and the whole scene, because it shows where it came from. It shows where all this came from. So this wing was basically used for all these in different ways. And so it is a oil painting on a wood-covered, canvas-covered board. And I think I love the idea of combining the painting, the idea of painting with glass, because it reaches into two worlds. It allows us to kind of really take glass and use it as an element in something else. And I think it kind of melds very beautifully. It's kind of really, I feel for my personal self that it really goes together. And it's not just, one thing with another. It's an entire composition. And I really enjoyed making it. It, to me, is a very personal statement. But also, I think it just gives us a lift to see it. And somebody told me that when they saw it at my last museum exhibition. They said, when they walked out of the exhibit and they saw this piece, it made them feel good, and they were having kind of a bad day. So they said it really made them feel like there was hope. So if you can put hope into a picture, whether you use oil paint, glass, whatever, and you can have someone think that about your work, I think it's a very big compliment to what you do. So that is my Cloud of All-Knowing, and I hope you've enjoyed this short video, and thank you. Thank you for watching.